Okay, guys, we're back. It's Dave's LFC Chat, and I've got the legend with me again, Keith Hanley, Liverpool fanatic extraordinaire.
Jesus Christ.
Did you like that? Did you? Did you like that? But the FA Cup tonight, third round, Aston Villa, Liverpool. I mean, it was a crazy game. I mean, before was it going ahead? Was it not going ahead? Coronavirus. Their training ground was hit with a coronavirus. The whole first team wiped out, basically. Some of their 23s actually were wiped out as well. So they patchworked the team together tonight, Keith. Under 18s, under 23s. And we had a fairly strong team out, it has to be said. Ultimately winning the game, but at halftime at 1-1. I mean, that first half was terrible, wasn't it? What did you think of the game? What was your synopsis of that game?
You start off with the hiding to nothing. No matter what way you look at it.
Yeah.
There's no winners and losers coming out the tail end of it, so it's if we'd have been 4 or 5-0 up at half time, it makes no difference. A 4-win result at the end makes no real difference. Yeah. It's a mixed matched, put together kind of side. Klopp has said that's the side he's going to put out in anyway, so you've got to take that as face value. And listen, we started off quite well and then fell to pieces again. And then picked it up in the second half. Listen, the main positive I get out of it is just let Thiago get in the ball and do what he wants. Do not shackle him. Put Ginny and put Hendo in, as a 2, maybe in front of the back 4, and let him get on the ball and do what he wants.
Yeah, he is some player.
Some baller.
Player. Oh, some of the stuff he was doing was acting the bollocks, I know, but I mean, I tweeted out earlier, you could watch him all day, couldn't you? You could watch just the touches, the control, the pace on the ball is important. You see some of the pace on the ball, which is huge in football. Pace on the ball. But I'll tell you what, congratulations to that young Villa side. Fair play to them. They played very well. Defended very well.
Ran out of steam. Just ran out of steam. That was all. But defended brilliantly and actually got on the ball and played a little bit in the first half. Oh yeah, we'd so much of the ball and everything else. But you got to take your hats off them in terms of how they, applied themselves. They had a system. It was a 4-5-1 system, and everybody knew their roles and did very well. And listen, we only started to come into our own when they started to.
They started. I knew last half hour maybe they would tire. I mean, some of them were falling on the ground with cramp, for God's sake. Sure, they were chasing the ball for most of the game. They got a goal. We got a goal early. I thought it was, to be honest, an avalanche when Mane scored the header early on. What was it? Inside 15 minutes, I thought it was going to be 7, 8, 9. To be honest, we just were tipping and tapping. The keeper pulled off a good few saves, it has to be said. He did a great game, the goalkeeper. But we just didn't do enough, Keith, in that first half. And then they got that breakaway goal. Louis Barry, I think his name is. Great goal, good finish. Reece Williams was caught. He's only a young lad himself, probably similar age to the guy that scored against him. But the first half was terrible. And at Liverpool, it's all about confidence in football.
Yeah.
Like, as in life, as in everything. Everything you do or want to do, it's about life, it's about confidence. And we needed some sort of confidence tonight. I don't know whether we got much out of tonight, other than maybe Thiago did well when he came on and changed the control of it. There wasn't, as you said, we're not hiding to nothing. We had to win and win well. We didn't need to win. We needed to win well. 4-1 isn't fantastic or anything. The main thing I got out tonight was no injuries. I didn't want any more injuries.
The other thing as well, I suppose, is they got an opportunity to kind of start getting the patterns and the touches and the plays in behind, and in a competitive game of football, to try and get that kind of moving again. And you could kind of see it kind of coming back. But listen, you've got to offset that against you're playing against 17 and 18-year-old kids. So
16, I think one of them was 16.
Okay, didn't know that. No.
Yeah, fucking hell. But listen, it did, as you said, it didn't matter. We're actually into the fourth round, and to be honest, I don't really care. I know it's weird. The FA Cup hasn't had the shine. It hasn't had, even with Klopp doesn't really rate it. It has to be said, he doesn't rate it because, I mean, he's rarely got past the third round.
Yeah.
He usually plays weakened teams. I was actually surprised with his lineup tonight, the likes of Fabinho and Gini starting. Were you, in case he got injured for the big game against United next week?
I wasn't as surprised as you were, and we had a chat briefly before the match started, because I think he wants to kind of say, listen, we're going to have this spine of the side relatively strong. Kelleher's in goal, so it's not Allison. So I'm going to put one of the main centre halves in. I'm going to put strong centre mid, okay, and he went with 2, and then he went with 2 strong up front. Now, he has said beforehand that was the side he was going to go with, irrespective of what happens to Aston Villa beforehand. That's the side he had in mind. So, listen, you got to trust that he knows what he's doing in terms of trying to get players back and ready. The big takeaway from me was that we're going to have to change the way we play football going forward to get results. Teams know how we're playing. They know how we set up. They know. So Thiago is a difference, okay? But when we saw against Southampton, when that lineup came out to Southampton, they literally turned around and said, "You man mark Thiago, and you mark him out of the game. And as soon as you get the ball, you press, and there's nothing coming out of that." So I think you need to take Thiago out of the 6.
So where would you put him?
I'd let him float. I'd literally put 2 in front of the back 4. I'd literally put Henderson and Ginny in front. Listen, not just static sitting in front of 2 holding midfielders, but I would almost let them do the holding, the carrying, and let him just get in front of the front 3 and get on the ball and start putting it into those positions. Because, if we put him in a static position where he's receiving the ball from the back 4, they're going to be on him, and teams will know. You get on him. Don't let him turn. Make sure when he's receiving the ball with his back to play, you're on top of him so you can do nothing. Because all he's going to do then is he's going to play the ball out to the fullback or play the ball back into the centre half, and he has no effect on the game. Let him go off and do what he wants to do.
Yeah. He is that good. He's that good.
He is that good. Maybe do it at home. Don't do it away. Away, we might need to look at it a little bit differently. But certainly at home.
But would you do it for the United game?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a big game.
I know, but listen, what are we up against in midfield against United? They're going to be a counter-attacking side. If we dominate the ball the way City dominated the ball against them the other night, they're going to try and counter-attack. They're going to say, "Listen, we let you have the ball, and then we're going to knock it over the top." And Martial or Bradford.
They've plenty of pace there. And I mean, Fabinho wouldn't have fantastic pace. Neither would Matip, who should be back.
Or Williams tonight.
Yeah, well, Williams hasn't got the pace, has he, on the turn? He just doesn't have it. He's only a young lad, but if you haven't got the pace at 19 or 20, Keith, I don't think you'll ever have the pace.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
You've got to have the pace at that age. He just doesn't have that pace. So
the reason the way we play is we've had Gomez and we've had Van Dijk, both blessed with pace.
Yeah.
So, we play 2 and 2, irrespective of how fast your strikers are, and we push our 2 lads on forward. Okay.
The high line.
Yeah. But when you take both of those out and you've got relatively slightly slower, let's just say, centre halves, right? We're always susceptible to a fast centre forward or a ball over the top or a ball down the channel. So,
yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I mean, everybody's eyes are on the United game. It's next week, and the United actually play twice. They play tomorrow, Watford, and they play Burnley away. I think Burnley away. That'll be a tough one. That'll take their legs off as well. And we've a bit of a rest now, all the way till Sunday. And listen, it's a win as a win. We go forward, no injuries. As you said, we could take away Thiago's touches, and that was nice to see tonight. Really, just watching him is even good. I'd watch a cameo of Thiago on Match of the Day. Just watch him touch his flick. See the one where he takes it and hits it back. Did you see that one? He flicks it back to the centre half just to start.
And then Fabinho did it about 5 minutes later. Fabinho did the same thing.
Yeah. But no, he is some player, and we've missed him. We haven't had him since Van Dijk. Really, Van Dijk, him and Van Dijk got injured same day, same match, Everton. So we've been unlucky there. But listen, we're into the next round, Keith. That's all we can say about tonight, to be honest. We can't say too much about being a brilliant performance against a Boy Scouts team, really, kids or whatever. But we move forward, and we're going to do a big video, 1 or 2 maybe, for the United game, and you're going to be involved at least in one of them, possibly 2 of them. But we shall. Yeah, you might be. Okay, I have you. You're on the yellow card.
I need to see the contract.
Oh, the contract. I've just sent it in the post.
Have you?
DPD. It's cotton DPD. You can't get it. It's in England somewhere, the contract. You can't get it. But listen, thanks very much for coming on. We're into the 4th round. As you say, the big one is coming up, and there's going to be a huge build-up to United Liverpool, as there always is. I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe.
Take care, mate.
Cheers.